For thousands of years, marriage has survived famine, war, and even poverty. But why is it that now, in the most comfortable era, marriage is collapsing? In fact, people are not living together, and even children born within the confines of marriage are sorting parenting online or even chatbots. Family used to be an economic survival system. What I mean is, back then, the man needed the woman needed the man. Children also need both of their parents for them to be properly raised and for them to turn out as future leaders. Families used to share bills. There was this invincible percentage that was existing as at then, whether it is 90-10, whether it is 80-20, whether it is even 50-50. Nobody cares about that. But guess what? The family was surviving. And as at now, you see the modern woman saying she wants a traditional man, which is a man that is going to provide 100% for her, while she just do nothing, basically. Let's take a look at inheritance. Averagely, women live longer than men. So that means that when they get married, whether they are married to a rich man or an average man, they inherit whatever he has had, whatever property they have acquired before he dies. So this gives the woman an automatic protection just in case something happens to the man. Now it is a total different scenario. Women can even inherit the properties of men just under the disguise of marriage. And what makes it worse is the fact that they can do this with the no-fault divorce law. The government has also made it worse by empowering women. Now, I'm not saying that this is bad, but when you empower women and their hypogamy mentality comes into play, then you see women saying that they want the top men. There's a study that said only 5 or 10% of the men in the world right now are the ones getting 90% of the women. This is what happens when women are empowered and they are at par with men, and because of this, they decide to date someone richer than them. That is another reason why there are low birth rates as of now. Because when men make money, when they become rich, their next plan is to have children. But when women make money, when they become rich, their next plan is not even to get married and have children. But here comes the worst part. Social media is also determining how relationships turn out these days. You see a woman that her husband is trying everything he can just to make sure she has a comfortable life. But when she logs in on Instagram, on TikTok, she begins to see women that her husband are buying luxury cars. Their husbands are taking them on different vacations. At some point, she begins to compare what she sees online to what she's actually experiencing. And this puts peer pressure into play. To make matters worse, when she decides that she wants that kind of life, she starts putting more pressure on the man to deliver. And when the man cannot deliver, she simply quits the marriage. Social media has given women the false impression that if you're getting married, it should look like a Cinderella story. Many of us know what the Cinderella story means. It means you're getting married to the Prince Charming with the 6 packs, and it's giving you an elaborate wedding. And after the wedding, you're going to live in a mansion. Now, if you look at this kind of description in a man, it means that this is a high value man. And let us look at it carefully. How many men currently in the world possess this amount of wealth? We would say that it is not even up to 10% of men in the world right now that can provide this kind of lifestyle for women. So what does this mean? it basically means that women are in the Delulu land, and it is only a tiny percentage of them that is going to achieve this within the age of 21 to 30, at least before they hit the wall. Another factor is the rise of hyper-individualism. Now, this is not a big word. It just means that the government has empowered the both gender. As of then, men used to be the one that were more empowered, although women were the one that went to more schools. So as of then, while men are working in the factories when they attain the age of 16 or 18, women were going to school and were learning the easier jobs. But now it's worse. And when I mean it was, it means that women are even paid more. And when you look at the kind of jobs that women are doing now that makes them to be paid higher than men, you begin to wonder that, is this truly a patriarchal economy, or women are just exaggerating? Because when you look at it, how can a man working in the blue sector, who uses his energy, who uses his manpower to make sure the economy keep running, is underpaid compared to women that are doing many of these office jobs, example, HR and receptionist, manager, and the likes? But in all this, the fact that women are able to live their life outside of men has made both genders now living individually. What this typically means is that if women can survive without men, and if men also can basically survive without women, marriage is not going to happen. And it looks like nobody's talking about this. And what makes it worse is that both parties can basically get what they want without any form of commitment. Looking at the men can have children. If you've watched a video where I talked about the baby mama crisis, you would know that men can now have children, especially high value men, without any form of commitment. We can't end this video without talking about children. Children now have become optional. So as at then, when you get married, it is expected that the next few months or in the next few years, you guys are going to be using it to have children and to raise these children. Now, children are no longer a necessity. And I wouldn't blame the modern man, so to say, because as of now, it is only someone that is rich that can afford to have his own children. The economy has so collapsed to the extent that even when two couples that are not legally married are trying to raise one child or two children, it's like they're trying to break a huge mountain. Because of the expenses that arises, the desire for children from men is not high, but it doesn't mean they are not interested. So we all cannot deny that there are tribes now existing replacing marriage. We have the manosphere, where men come together and they talk about what they pass through, especially when it comes to meeting women, getting married, and the likes. We also have the opposite. If you look at far back then, was there anything like the manosphere? Was there anything like the red pill or the blue pill? No, there was nothing like that. But now that marriage is no longer existing, and women especially are taking advantage of the laws that are existing, men decided to go their own way, create a community where they are of like minds individuals, and also take their minds off marriage. After all, there is no benefit, there's no financial benefit, there is no material benefit, there's no intimacy benefit when it comes to getting married nowadays. In fact, men that are not even married get more intimacy from their partner or from their multiple partners than men that are married now. You can ask, you can look at the statistics, and this changes everything. So the family unit may not disappear, but as of now, as of today, there will be a redefinition of what the family actually is. And what it will be is what will determine the future. Let me know what you think about this video. Drop your comment, share this video as well because it is quite engaging, and subscribe if you've not subscribed. Watch any of this video on your right or left, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.